Hello dreamers, welcome to Disney Dreamlight Valley, the final day before the beautiful Storybook Vale expansion becomes live. Today we're going to talk everything the update, we're going to take everything DLC, we're going to once again go through everything we know, we're going to compare the editions, we're going to discuss when the DLC is going to drop. We don't have the official date, but we have a lot of hints that show us when exactly the DLC is going to drop. And if you're still on the fence, we're going to look into that, pros and cons for buying DLC, which edition is better, and what's going to be available on day one. And also, as a bonus, I wanted to look at some of the reviews on Steam for the previous DLC, Eternity Isle. When I saw the rating that DLC had, I was really surprised, so I'm very curious to know your opinion. Subscribe for more content. We have a new goal. The goal is to reach 40,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. Can we do it? Let's find out. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click that button. It's free and it gets us one closer to the goal. Let's get into it. So I actually finished watching Brave today, and I'm gonna be honest. In the beginning, I was like, okay, it's a good movie. Nothing like super crazy. I didn't think it was gonna be like one of my favorite Disney movies, but then the ending, oh my god, that battle. I'm not gonna spoil in case you haven't seen it, but you should definitely watch it. Honestly, the ending absolutely dominated. Like, the ending made this movie so great. It's one of the best endings. So much passion, so much emotion, so much drama. It's incredible. So what's going to happen tomorrow? What are we getting? And when are we getting it? So on Steam, it says that the game plans to unlock in approximately 1 day and 10 hours. Well, for the moment of recording, right now, 1 day and 10 hours is going to be 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday, which is actually 1 hour before the usual reset that happens on Wednesday, when the Dream Snap resets, when the Premium Shop resets. This is 1 hour before that. So my assumptions, and also I've read a bunch of articles on the internet that claim that they know the date. Once again, nobody states official source, but sometimes those articles do have some sources that the rest of us don't. So I think it makes sense that the update is going to drop around the same time as we usually get the reset, even though I have seen some hints pointing towards 12 p.m., which is 3 hours after the usual premium reset. But most of the clues that I've seen around the internet pointing towards just the regular time, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, the same time we usually get reset on Wednesday. But on Steam, the game seems to be available for purchase an hour before that. So if you want to buy it and download the DLC so you're ready to go as soon as it drops, then you might want to open your Steam page 1 hour before the reset. All right, let's watch the trailer once again. We're going to watch the trailer and then we're going to jump into what to expect tomorrow.
Welcome to the Storybook Vale. Lately, life here hasn't been so happily ever after. But it wasn't always like this. Once upon a time, the Storybook Vale was a land made up of legendary stories, where myths and fairy tales sprang to life. Until one day, powerful villains stole it away and twisted it to their image. But their wicked nature didn't keep them friendly for long. Their hunger for power tore the veil apart. But all is not lost forever. Explore this magical world floating in the sky. Discover an enchanted artifact. Capture treasured tales that have taken on a life of their own. Unravel mythic riddles and reveal their hidden secrets. Rekindle old friendships. Rediscover long-lost fables. And help old friends come back together again. Disney Dreamlight Valley. The Storybook Vale Part 1 launches November 20.
Thank you. First of all, phenomenal voice. Just absolutely perfect voice for narration. So, yeah, it's tomorrow. Can you believe it? Less than 24 hours from now. It's coming out, guys. Sorry, I'm a little bit too excited. So, there is going to be 2 editions. One is the regular Storybook Vale, which is $30. It comes with 5,000 moonstones and full access to the expansion pass. So this is the cheapest way. If you already own the base game, this is going to be the cheapest way to buy the expansion. There's also a more expensive version, which costs $50. Well, all of the prices are in US dollars. If you are not in US, it's probably going to be just converted using the current exchange rate for your local currency. So the $50 version comes with 10,000 moonstones and a couple unique rewards. For example, we're getting Autumn Manor house style. In my opinion, absolutely beautiful piece of building. We desperately need more fall stuff in the game. And even though we did get a couple buildings recently, I think... So, normally the house in a premium shop would cost at least 3,000. The outfits would be probably at least 1,750. Then the baby Pegasus and a companion house would run probably 3,000. That's usually the price they give you for companion and the house. So this is like 8,000, almost 8,000 worth of moonstones worth of content, plus 10,000 moonstones right here. So for extra $20, we're getting at least 12, 13,000 worth of moonstones of the items, which is a really good deal. So if you can afford the $50 version, I would recommend going for it, unless you absolutely hate every single item. If you like at least one of them, and let's be honest, it's gonna be Baby Pegasus. Most of you are gonna be buying this version for Baby Pegasus. One thing to keep in mind is that the Baby Pegasus companion skin is probably gonna be a reskin of the winged horse. So if you just wanna get a horse with wings, you don't have to buy Baby Pegasus. You will get them as the critters that are already in the new DLC. It's just this one is gonna look slightly different. It has the mohawk, and it was basically made to look like a unicorn, but we will have very similar critters for free. So if you don't really care about this having Baby Pegasus exact look, and you just want a little horse with wings, you might want to just get the free one when the DLC comes out. But if you really love Baby Pegasus, then this is a great deal. Also, I love the companion house. I think it's going to fit with all the mythology stuff we're getting. So now, I know a lot of people are going to be asking the question, is this DLC worth it? Should I get it? Is it a good deal? And I'm going to come out straight away and say I'm a very biased person in this regard. I love this game. I spent hundreds, if not thousands, of hours in it. And I've been playing pretty much since day one. And for me personally, it's absolutely worth it because I know that I'm going to get ridiculous amount of hours out of it. Now, there's lots of ways to determine if the game is worth it. Some people have this metric where you can measure how many hours you expect to get out of it and then calculate how much you're paying per hour. So if you're buying it for $30 and you can get at least 30 hours of it, which in my opinion, you definitely will. Even from the story and friendship quests of all 5 characters, it's an easy 30 hours. So you're paying about $1 per hour, which is incredible value. There is not many games out there that will give you such a great value for an hour of playing. And considering that, like in my opinion, 30 is bare minimum. Unless you're only interested in story, the story itself is probably going to take maybe 7 to 8 hours if you're going to speedrun it. But if you are going to do all the quests and collect all of the new items and actually take time exploring, getting all the critters, stocking up your chests with all the new items, it's gonna take at least 30 hours. And then all of the items that you get from here, you can bring back to your main valley. You can use in Dream Snaps. You can use for decorating the floating islands that are coming out. You can use decorating your own valley. And I don't even know how to calculate the value of it, because there is going to be new flowers, new craftable items, new skins for Scrooge store, Remy store, new trees, new little plants all around, the glowing mushrooms, all of that stuff is just included in the DLC, and it's not limited to DLC. Once you got it, you can use it anywhere. You can go back to your Eternity Isle, use those items. You can decorate anywhere. Plus, you get 5 extra characters to work for you and give you bonus items when you do different activities. And also, friendship quests usually have really good rewards. Lots of quests to do. Like, in my opinion, the DLC offers probably the best value in the game. After the base game, the DLC has the second best value. After DLC, the third best value is Star Path. So, in this order, if you and you are also getting some moonstones to spend, which will allow you to buy at least a couple decent premium shop items that you might like a lot. So, in my opinion, if you're asking if it's worth it, the answer is absolutely yes. It's a $30 a year, and if it makes it easier to think about it this way, you can put it in perspective. Just think about what have you spent $30 on recently that didn't bring you lots and lots of joy and fulfillment. It's all about value. It's if you can get a lot of hours of fun out of this purchase, I think it's absolutely worth it. We have some beautiful screenshots they uploaded. So we're getting this book. The book is called Lore Keeper, and they're gonna it's basically like Jafar was our guide in Eternity Isle. The Lore Keeper is going to be our guide in Storybook Vale, and we're going to restore this book by catching snippets and building out memories or puzzles. I'm not sure, tapestries, whatever it's called in the game. I absolutely cannot wait for this mechanic. I think it's like a scramble coin version of this game. Oh my god, this place looks amazing. Look at these snippets, they're so adorable. I'm gonna catch them all. I'm gonna restore all the pages. I'm gonna be running around with the net for so long. Then I cannot wait to find out what are the quests or dungeons or trials, as they call them. Stop scrolling. I'm talking. Don't scroll. No. Anyway, trials. Cannot wait to see what those are all about. Merida looks so good. They really nailed her look. And we're also getting her hair. Look at this. This character has Merida's hair. Alright, so let's take a look at Expansion Pass roadmap. So there's going to be 2 updates in total. One we're getting tomorrow, which is part 1. And this one unlocks 3 characters right away. You will be able to unlock all of them on day 1. We're going to get Flynn Rider, we're going to get Merida, and we're going to get Hades. I don't know, Hades in Disney Dreamlight Valley. That's going to be awesome. This guy is going to be so much fun. We're going to meet the Lore Keeper and find out the story of Eternity, of Storybook Vale, and see what's going to be our mission in this new uncharted land. And then the second part of the expansion is going to come out in the summer. Now, last time, with the last DLC, they did 3 parts, but they were released every about 3 months. This time they went for every 6 months, but we do get more content with each release. And I think this is a better way, because this way we can play it on our own pace, and we're still getting the same amount of content. We're just getting it in smaller portions, which means it's going to be less time-gated. And, wow, so I'm assuming this is where Maleficent is going to live. So the second part is going to come out in summer, and it's included in the price. So if you buy the DLC right now, whichever option you choose, you will get both parts when the time comes. This one, we're going to unlock Maleficent and Aurora, which they don't really hide very well. It says right here, solve the mystery of the missing princess. And then in the trailers, they basically show the silhouette of Aurora. So she's coming. She and Maleficent in part 2. Cannot wait. That's going to be awesome. There is also going to be an Enchanted Edition, which if you don't have the base game, you can buy it as a bundle. It costs $80, and it basically combines the base version of the game, which is $40, and Expansion Magical Edition, which is $50. So you're saving $10 in this bundle. My bad. The Enchanted Edition also comes with the Rift in Time. So you're saving $40 in this bundle. So if you haven't picked up Disney Dreamlight Valley yet, or if you, for example, planning to get a game on another console, this is probably the best deal we're gonna get. All of this together for $80 is an absolute steal. Amount of content that comes inside this Enchanted Edition is ridiculous. And if you haven't tried Disney Dreamlight Valley yet, but you've been thinking to do it, this could be an amazing Christmas or holidays present for yourself. It's such an incredible value. If I remember, I was paying $70 for Ultimate Edition, which came with about the same amount of Moonstones, no expansion passes, and a couple cool items. To be fair, the items were amazing, and I'm so happy I managed to snag them, but this is just an incredible value. And also, if you do buy expansion pass before November 30, so basically about a week and a half from now, you will get these outfits in the mailbox for free. I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest fan of these outfits, but they're free, so I'll take them. So yeah, the hype is real. It's definitely very exciting day. Tomorrow is gonna be in Disney Dreamlight Valley. So my plan for tomorrow is just to release a couple videos. My first reaction about the DLC, maybe even a story mission, maybe exploring in some of the mechanics and showing off some hidden features of the new DLC. We'll see what kind of content comes out. Of course, we're going to have the customary premium shop review. We might get some new items connected to DLC tomorrow because we are getting a game update, so we'll see how that goes. Gonna be exciting. Okay, so this is very interesting. When I was checking my Steam page to see if when the DLC is gonna drop, I have opened the page for Disney Dreamlight Valley Rift in Time DLC, and I was really surprised to see the reviews. First of all, only 152 reviews of all times. I was extremely surprised. I honestly thought they sold a lot of copies, but also Steam is not the most popular platform. I think Nintendo Switch and Xbox and PlayStation, they have very big chunk of players, so I guess it makes sense. In comparison, reviews for the game, for the whole game, is about 16,000. So by the same logic, only about 1% of people bought the DLC. That seems unlikely. I would love to see how many people own the DLC. But the reviews for regular Disney Dreamlight Valley for the full game are very positive, and recent reviews are overwhelmingly positive, which is good to know. But let's find out, why didn't people like Eternity Isle on Steam? Getting mixed reviews is really not that great, especially considering that the base game got overwhelmingly positive reviews. So let's see what problems people have been having with DLC, so maybe we can avoid these problems in the next DLC. Not as expansive as I thought, given the price. The map doesn't help with too many houses in the valley issue because it has so many little nooks and crannies that most of the buildings don't fit. I think the story quests are good, and I like the time banding mechanic. Doesn't look like there will be anything new added specifically for this pass, so you're getting with this a lot of unusable areas, some new items and pets, and 5 new characters. Okay, I would agree. That was a very highly discussed issue with Eternity Isle, is its layout, and they did address it, and they said that the Storybook Vale is not going to have the same problem. It's going to have more... It's not going to be divided in a lot of small areas of weird shape. It's going to be more open layout, which means they definitely listened to the feedback. However, even though the map does have a lot of small areas, I feel like there is quite a lot of space to put a couple houses and decorate it around them, and little nooks and crannies could be also utilized to make some very creative builds. So it's not necessarily the worst thing, but I can definitely see the reason in this post. Okay, so there is another person had a bug that basically prevented them from playing DLC for months. Now that is definitely a very solid reason to not recommend the game. If you do, there were a few bugs in the game that took months to resolve that basically made it unplayable, which is unacceptable. I will agree, and it seems like these reviews got a lot of attention and potentially stopped a lot of people from purchasing DLC. So I hope Gameloft really spend their time testing the DLC before release this time, so we're not gonna have the same issues again. I hope they learn from their mistakes. I like what it adds. I didn't mean to click on it. I can't unclick it now. Once you click it, I guess it's over. Okay, I guess it's gonna be helpful. No, I don't feel like it's helpful. I didn't mean to click at all. I don't know what happened here. I like what it adds, but for $30, I was expecting a little more. I honestly don't understand this comment. When you start a sentence with "I like what it adds," but you would still not recommend it, so you would leave a negative rating even though you liked what it offers. For $30, I was expecting a little more. To be fair, there is plenty of ways to find out what exactly comes with the DLC. And there is plenty of resources that can estimate how many hours of the story you get. In my opinion, it comes with insane amount of stuff, and the value for $30 is absolutely ridiculous. So honestly, I cannot relate to this comment whatsoever. I wonder what more could they add to make it a better value. I feel like there is, like, it's been incredible value as is. But that's just my opinion, so that's fair. This DLC is really disappointing. It's too short. The story is not interesting enough. There are only 4 new characters and it's too pricey. Okay, first of all, it's 5 new characters, so I'm glad I have a not helpful button here because it's a complete lie. And 22 people found this helpful, so this review probably has been seen at least a couple hundred of times. Too short, once again, very subjective. I don't think it's short at all. It's a lot of content. Don't just count the main quests as the DLC. There's 5 friendship quests. There is lots of mini quests. There is lots of critters to tame, items to collect, items to craft. It is not short if you actually play the game. If you're invested in the base game, trust me, it's not short, and I don't think the new DLC is going to be short either. The story is not interesting enough. Once again, subjective. I found the story incredible, especially Jafar. Gaston is one of my new favorite characters. The way they made that character is just incredible. I don't know. I love the quest. So once again, very subjective. So yeah, I'm very curious. Why does it have so little reviews? Positives: adds a minigame, adds a staff with new functionality, adds characters, lots of land, new recipes with new food, new pets, new outfits, new character trait. I know, so much stuff. That's a good value. And only one person found it helpful. Well, to be fair, it's a very recent comment. To summarize this video, I see a lot of people saying that the previous DLC wasn't worth the price. And once again, it's extremely subjective. Some people can literally get maybe 5-10 hours out of it if they just care to speedrun the main story and they don't really care about the land, about the items, about the friendship quest. They literally just care about the main story. I know there's a lot of people who play like that. And I feel like if that's the case, then yeah, DLC is going to seem very expensive because you might only get 5-6 hours out of it just for the main story. But if you are a huge fan of all of the base mechanics of Disney Dreamlight Valley, if you already put decent amount of time in the main game and you feel like you enjoy everything about it, I think the DLC is going to multiply all of that on top of adding a lot of content to the game and making it enjoyable. So for those people, I think it's going to be absolutely worth it and a great deal. And I'm not sponsored by Gameloft, just saying. I'm just I wish I was like Gameloft. If you want to sponsor the channel, I will sell you some copies. I do wish there was less glitches. I do wish that this launch goes very smoothly and there's not going to be a lot of people stuck in the story not being able to progress for weeks or months because of some annoying glitch. And if there is a glitch, I hope it gets fixed as soon as possible because this DLC looks incredible and it's gonna be devastating if somebody was waiting for it for a long time just to basically get stuck on the first day. I hope it's not gonna happen. Tomorrow is the day, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow is the day. Let me know in the comments from 1 to 10. It's a stupid question. I know it's going to be a 10 for pretty much everyone. But I am curious what is the first thing you're going to do when you install the DLC and open the game and visit the new area? What is the first thing you're going to do? Are you gonna go into furniture mode and check out all of the areas to see what kind of items we can expect to get? Are you gonna go find your favorite character and talk to them as soon as possible? Are you gonna start the quest right away? Or are you gonna try to find those new little critters? I'm probably just gonna go into furniture mode and explore the entire thing just so I know what to expect and what items I'm gonna need to include in my new builds. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and take care.